All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Yeah, it's been a long minute. And when I say a long minute, I mean like that type of minute that's kind of bordering on an hour and 75 days. So, I'm back, and I didn't forget about my book burger, but quite frankly, life happened and it slowed down my reading to a halt. Also, I had a book that I DNF'd, like literally today I DNF'd it. Like, I've been trying to read this book for the past couple months and it has not worked, which is ironic because it's the shortest book that I had, which says a lot. But anyways, I digress. Yeah, life has been happening. I've had a lot of work stuff going on, relationship stuff going on, and I mean, it's been a roller coaster. It's been an ordeal, but we're back. We're trying to get our life in order, or I guess our reading in order. I should say, not life, but reading. Well, every day we're trying to get our life in order, but that's neither here nor there. So, yeah, but we're talking about books today. And last time I was here, we talked about a book burger, which I read half of, or ate half of, whatever. So I'm gonna go ahead and talk about the half of the books that I read and the one I DNF'd, and we're gonna continue and maybe see about next steps. I don't know about next steps. We're gonna skip the next steps. We're just gonna go about the book burger. All right. So, in no particular order, of when I finished them, I'm just gonna go ahead and give a general review of these books. I'm gonna try not to be spoilery, in case you want to pick them up and check them out yourselves. And I'm gonna try to be as, is the word objective or non-biased as possible, and try to just give an honest review of what I recommend and don't recommend. So without further ado, we're gonna start with the book I DNF because, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna finish this one. Maybe I'll finish it later, but as for right now, I have no interest in actually finishing this book. And it's okay. It's okay to DNF a book. It's okay to not finish. It's okay to move forward, because there's only but so much time in a day and in your life. And hey, if you're not feeling it, you're not feeling it. So sometimes you just got to keep it moving and keep it pushing. Maybe it's just not the right time for you to read that book. I think that's a thing. And hey, it happens. So the book that I DNF'd is not the Midnight Library, the Graveyard Shift. I don't even, that tells you where my mind is, but we're gonna lock in. Okay, so we're gonna cut that. We're gonna stop that right there. We're gonna dead that in its tracks right now. This is future me. Hey, what's up? Nice to see you. So I actually ended up finishing it. I know what I just said. I know. We're not gonna listen to him. At least for this part. Or actually, I don't know. We'll come back to some of my thoughts in a later video. I might actually have to do a deep dive on some of these books and expound upon my thoughts. But for this in particular, I finished it. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was. I think I just had to get into it because I literally went months without reading. This is the last book that I was reading, and yeah, I was like, what the heck? What the hell? What the hell? What's going on? And I finished it and I was like, oh, nah, it started coming back to me after I was reading it, and I was like, oh, this is what's going on. I mean, it's okay. It's not that bad. It's actually not that bad. I liked it. So, yeah, not DNF'd. I know what he's gonna say in the video. We're not gonna listen to what he's gonna say in the video. We're gonna breeze past it, okay? Just ignore it. He's not even talking. Honestly, he's not talking when he talks about this. He's not talking. I liked it, and it's a novella. I think I'm gonna have to get a rating system, because yeah, I want to be more what's the word, consistent in my rating, and I want to make sure it has some grounds, some integrity behind it. I don't want to just be like, oh, it's a 2.5 or something like that, like a 1 star, and it's like, I don't know how I got that. I just pulled that out of thin air, out my butt. So anyways, just wanted to stop by quickly, say I liked it. It was nice. It had a little excerpt for her other book, If We Were Villains. Don't know what it's about. I read it. still don't know what's going on, I might check it out. If I see it, if I happen to see it and I'm feeling it at the time, I'll pick it up. Outside of that, I ain't looking for it. But I did like this. This was good. This was great. So yeah, read this. If you're into some gothic pieces, read this. I need to figure out what the different genres are, and like what makes a genre, like what makes fantasy outside of, and like what makes sci-fi, what makes gothic, what is truly dark academia. I don't know to this day what that is. I don't know. I'm curious. If you know, let me know. Anyways, this is supposed to be quick. What am I doing? I'm out of here. Roll the clip. Continue past me. All right, so we're gonna move on to the next book in the stack that is finished. Actually, I am gonna switch it since I said it. The name, I'm gonna say The Midnight Library. That's why I said it earlier, because I was getting my books mixed up. But this book, I enjoyed this book a lot. I did finish this. I think I took a pause in it because I don't know, life just be happening randomly out of nowhere, and it gets in the way of like my reading. But I did read this, The Midnight Library by Haig, and I actually enjoyed this book. It wasn't I mean, I'm gonna say it a lot. It's not the worst book, not the best book, but this was a really good book in my opinion. I personally liked this book, and I would read it again, and I do recommend this book to other people. I think that the story was relatable in some ways, and I think that the messaging inside of it is very positive and very good. This book is about having regrets, and it deals with, like, you know, whether or not you should be on Earth or in the world and everything like that. And I think we can all relate to that in some way, shape, or form. And this deals with, you know, living alternate lives and what it's like to live those alternate lives and the outcomes of it, and like the differences, or, you know, it teaches you the appreciation of the life that you are currently living and that you have right now. And it teaches you to look beyond the big grand scope of all of, like, the things you might regret because maybe you just made a wrong, not a wrong decision, but a poor decision, or you just made a different decision, and it's like, dang, I wish I would have went on this trip, or moved here, or applied for this job, or I wish I would have put this song out if you make music, or I wish I would have started this art career. So, and it teaches you to, like, appreciate the smaller things that are currently happening in your life. Like, maybe you walk by like a flower shop, or not even flower shop, you walk by, in the book the main character has a neighbor, and that neighbor has like the most beautiful flowers in like the front stoop of like where the doors are, and like literally on the block, and the main character walks by those flowers all the time and loves those flowers, but doesn't realize that until like the end of the book. And it's like, you don't notice these things immediately, or like you have certain people in your life and like you don't notice the impact that you yourself might have on people, or that those people have on you, until it's gone. It's like the classic case of you don't know what you have until it's gone type of thing. And so it kind of teaches you that yes, life is full of different choices, and we might have regrets about some things. There's also beauty in like the mundane, or like in the small things that we take for granted, that, you know, we should be mindful of and like appreciate and be thankful for, because it makes life beautiful. So this book is really good, and I need to like get up on BookTube and all of that stuff and find out the news. I did see like a thumbnail or something, somebody was like saying this book wasn't as good as it was, but I think this book is deserving of like 3.5 stars, maybe 4 stars. I think this is a really good book. I do recommend it. I did see this book on another person's channel, Lit Vibes with 5, I think his name is, and yeah, so I got this book because I saw it on his channel and I wanted to read it, and I actually I actually ended up like pulling the trigger and getting this book because I only paid $1 for it. You know, that's how the cookie crumbles, and I got lucky. So this was at like a local bookstore. I want to say a mom and pop shop. It's called the Book Exchange here, you know, in Virginia and whatnot. And so their whole deal is they have books for 50% off. They're used books, and like you can go trade your books in for other books and yada yada. But pretty much you walk in, every book in there is 50% off MSRP. And then they also have a section where if the book has like even like the smallest bit of water damage or any type of like other damage, they'll just sell it for like $1 or so, $1 or two. And so this book was inside out, like this wasn't in the dollar section, mind you. So I was fully expecting to pay half of the MSRP price of this. But when I went up to the register, they said, oh snap, this actually looks like it has water damage, so we'll give it to you for $1. And I was like, I'll take it. So I recommend this book. This was good. You know, I'm an advocate for going to libraries. If you ever want to try a book out, go to the library first and just try it out. You don't have to pay for it. In most places that I know of, I don't think you ever have to pay for a library card. And obviously, if you have a library card, you don't have to pay for the book that you're checking out. You just got to make sure it's available, check it out, and make sure you bring it back on time. So that's it. You ever want to try it out, do that. But I recommend this book. Like I said, 3.5, 4 stars. Oh, Matt Haig, Midnight Library. Well, since it's related, I'll do this next. The Other Black Girl was part of my my book burger. I liked it. I did like it. Okay, so I like this book. This book was nice. Though I wish I would have gotten more. I wish I would have gotten more of the. How do I say this without spoiling the book? You know what? Hold on. I'm gonna read the backs. I'll read the backs. I'll read the backs. I'm not even gonna do that. We're gonna do this right. You know, I'm getting back in the swing of things. So a graveyard shift. In case you're interested, I'm gonna read the back. You know, make your own decisions. It says every night in the college's ancient cemetery, 5 people cross paths as they work the late night shift. A bartender, a rideshare driver, a hotel receptionist, an unofficial steward of the derelict church that looms over them, and the editor-in-chief of the college paper, always in search of the story. One dark October evening in the defunct churchyard, they find a hole that wasn't there before, a fresh open grave where no grave should be, but who dug it and for whom? Atmospheric and eerie, with the ensemble cast her fans love and a delightful, familiar academic backdrop. Graveyard Shift is a modern gothic tale, and If We Were Villains author M.L. Reel's imitable style. I feel like I definitely read this in my last video, and I feel like that word like tripped me up. Inimitable. You know what? Whatever. I read it. That's what this is. This caught me because of an ensemble cast. Like I do like ensemble cast, and I wanted to like see what a gothic style was like. Again, I don't hate the book. Not the right time for me right now. My mind is in other places, and I kind of want to get to other things. I most likely will come back to this and give a better review later once I do. So if I do, we'll do it. We'll do this again. Midnight Library. I know that it's happening. So we all have regrets, choices we could have, made differently, paths we didn't take, other lives we might have led. But what if you were given a chance to fix your past? Enter the Midnight Library. Nora's life has been going from bad to worse. Then, at the stroke of midnight, on her last day on Earth, she finds herself transported to the Midnight Library, where each book contains an alternate life, a possible world in which she made different choices. She is given what seems like the ultimate opportunity, a chance to undo her regrets and try out each of the other lives she might have lived. But things aren't always what she imagined they'd be, and soon her choices place the library and herself in extreme danger. Before time runs out, she must answer the ultimate question. With infinite choices, what is the best way to live? And so, yeah, that's pretty much the premise. The Midnight Library, every book on the shelf is an alternate life that she lives or has that she can live. And so this book kind of explores that whole idea, and it's pretty cool. I like it. Yeah, again, 3.5 to 4 stars. I like this. This was good. If anybody knows any more books like this, recommend it, put it in the comments, let me know. I will check them out, I'll review it. But yeah, good. Okay, now we're back on track, and this book was cool, so I'll read it. Yes, this is has a Hulu show attached to it. No, I have not watched the show. Maybe in the future I'll watch the show and do like a comparison. We'll see if it gets enough love or, you know, traction and attention. Maybe I'll do it if somebody wants to see it. But basically, 26-year-old editorial assistant Nella Rogers is tired of being the only black employee at Wagner Books. Fed up with the isolation and microaggressions, she's thrilled with Harlem-born and bred Hazel. I'm sorry, this happened the first time too. She's thrilled when Harlem-born and bred Hazel starts working in the cubicle beside her. They've only just begun comparing natural hair care regimens, though the comments are, oh my god, the comments are tripping me up. They've only just begun comparing natural hair care regimens, though, when a string of uncomfortable events elevates Hazel to office darling and Nella is left in the dust. As Nella starts to spiral and obsess over the sinister forces at play, she soon realizes there is a lot more at stake than her career. Having joined Wagner Books to honor the legacy of Burning Heart, a novel written and edited by 2 black women, she thought this animosity was a relic of the past. Is Nella ready to take on the fight of a new generation? So like I said, I like this book. Now, and this is me personally, and this is this I don't know if it's just me. If it's just me, it's just me. If it's not just me, all right, let me know. But I would have liked to know more about, I don't want to say secret society. I don't know if it's a secret society, but like the stuff that's happening behind the scenes. I would have loved to know more about that than the office drama, if that makes any type of sense. Like, I understand it and I get it. Okay, you're, you know, a black woman in the office, and that's important, you know, with the microaggressions and everything like that. And, you know, I think that it was good to put that in the book, but I think a lot of time was spent on like trying to, I don't want to say trying to make jokes or anything like that, but I think where effort was put into like voicing the microaggressions, I think more effort could have been put into the world building. I think that would be better, a better way to put it, because I like the fact that the author had she wrote in the microaggressions and like how it is to operate as a black woman or a black man or just a black person inside of corporate America. But she also had like a type of secret society, like it was like an underground type of organization type of thing, and they had like that part was interesting, and I was like, yo, that actually is kind of cool, and I would have loved to see more of that, which you could still do the whole microaggression thing and like that she did. And I guess you can still kind of have like the jokes, like it's her type of humor and like the author's type of humor, and I get that, and like that's cool. It wasn't bad. I actually laughed at a couple of them. I was like, haha, like I chuckled and everything like that. But I think it threw me off because I was connecting more to like the world building and the lore of like what was going on overall, and instead of like the main character Nella's day-to-day life. I was like, I mean, I get it. Okay, she goes into the office, the boss is mad. Like, all right, cool. But like, how does that connect to like the split timelines that are going on and like the overall story? It's like I need to know the lore. I need to know the lore. And the author gives us some lore. I don't know if there's actually don't know if there's another book in here. Not in the book, but if she wrote like a sequel to this. If she wrote a sequel to this, I'm definitely gonna read the sequel because I need to know. I'm gonna look that up. I don't actually know, but if there is, I'm gonna put like a little caption and then put the book up. But yeah, I would have loved to have more of the lore building, the world building, all of that, also in addition to everything else. But this was a good book. I actually enjoyed it. You know, I think that's probably my one gripe. You know, for me, I'm not really a political person. I don't really like to do all the extra hoorah and everything like that. I understand the importance of it, but for me, when it comes to like my books and everything like that, I guess it's escapism. Like I'm doing it to escape from all of that because it is taxing. Like my brain is on overdrive with all of that all the time, and so like I like to get the story. I like to get the fantasy. This isn't fantasy, so obviously duh. But I like to get like the story. You know, I like to get the lore. I like to get the background. If you are gonna put it in, and you're gonna have like this is interesting. This was creative. I was like, yo, I would have never thought to put, you know, make a whole underground society with this thing. And it's like, I need more. I'm gonna end it on that. I just need more because that's what I'm trying to say. I like it. I just needed more of the underground society. Like I think I'm getting tongue tied trying to explain what it is. But yeah, I just need more of it. This was good. 3.5 to 4 stars out of 5, guys. Out of 5. So yes, good. Right here with Midnight Library. Like it. The next book is The Westing Game, and I would say it's more of a middle grade book. I got this in the kids section of Barnes & Noble. I saw it and it looked interesting. I like mystery. Well, mystery books intrigue me, and like whodunits. Like I think Agatha Christie, like she has some whodunit books, and those interest me. I haven't read an Agatha Christie book. I probably should. I've seen the movies like of Hercule Poirot. I'm bad with names, but if you know what I'm talking about, like Murder on the Orient Express or something like that, you know what I'm talking about. Death on the Nile. That I've seen the movies, have not read the books. I might read the books because I love the movies and I do like whodunits. So without further ado, for over 40 years, Ellen Raskin's Newbery Medal. Wait, hold on. This is kind of like the synopsis, but it has some extra, so my bad. It was throwing me off. For over 40 years, Ellen Raskin's Newbery Medal winning The Westing Game has been an endearing favorite. This highly inventive mystery involves 16 people, including a dressmaker, a secretary, an inventor, a doctor, a judge, a bookie, a burglar, and a bomber, who are invited to the reading of a very strange will of the very rich Samuel W. Westing. They could be they could become millionaires depending on how they play the game. All they have to do is find the answer. But the answer to what? The Westing Game is tricky and dangerous, but the heirs play on through blizzards, burglaries, and bombings. Ellen Raskin has entangled a remarkable cast of characters in a puzzle-knotted, world-twisting plot filled with humor, intrigue, and suspense. This unforgettable, timeless classic continues to be cherished by young readers of each new generation. So, I like this. I like this. It was cute. This was great. This was great. The mystery. I don't think I actually figured out. I didn't figure this one out until the end, like when they said it, and I was like, duh. I was like, duh. I was like, now it makes sense. But I couldn't figure it out, and so this was really good as far as mystery goes, and as far as whodunits and like just trying to figure out the different twists and whatnot. So I recommend this. I'm not gonna really say too much about it because obviously it's a mystery and I don't want to give it away. I want you to read it and figure it out yourself. But it is a middle grade book, so it does read for the younger audiences, but it's not like one of those books where it's like dumbed down or like, you know, high, like super high level, like verbiage and everything like that, to where it's like, oh, my brain is like shut completely off. No, this still engages your brain and whatnot. And so I do recommend, like, I recommend this one. This is a 4-star for me. This is 4 stars. 4. 4. 4. Oh, if you have any other recommendations for mystery or whodunit books, let me know. I definitely am interested. Thank you. And then the last book inside of my, I guess, book burger, half of a book burger that I've read, would be The Girl Who Drank the Moon. I don't know if I actually said this in my last video. I think I did, but it's here. This one, yeah, this one almost ended up being the same as The Graveyard Shift. Not because I didn't like it, but it wasn't the right time. And this actually did slow down my pace as far as reading, and I almost hit like a really big slump with this one too. Like, I took a break for sure, but it didn't turn into like a slump per se. Like, I think it was like a week or so of like me kind of trudging through like small bits and pieces, and I'm just like, so almost a slump, but I did make it through. And like it caught me at certain points. Like, it would, excuse me, it would like ebb and flow like a roller coaster. So there were some good points where I was like, ooh, I need to, keep reading. And other points where I was like, okay, let me go ahead and tough through it. Let me show that discipline and get through it. But good book. I've always seen this in Barnes & Noble, and I was like, oh snap, I love the cover. I love the way it feels. It has the same feel of the cover like the other black girl. And yeah, whoever like did these, like made the creative choice or whatever marketing choice to make the covers this material, yeah, give them a raise, because they deserve it. And it was good. I literally bought this because of the cover. Like, at first I picked up the book, I said, wow, this feels great in my hand, I think I'm gonna get it, it seems interesting. And then I read it and I was like, oh yeah, I want to read something by a black author. And yeah, this was good for her. So I read it and I loved it. So I mean, I want more of the lore, but regardless, I enjoyed it. All right. But we're talking about The Girl Who Drank the Moon now. So on the back it says, every year the people of the protectorate leaves. Oh, we're gonna start over. English is hard. My first language, yes it is, and it's still hard. All right. Every year the people of the protectorate leave a baby as an offering to the witch who lives in the forest to keep her from terrorizing their town. But the witch, Zan, is really kind and gentle. She shares her home with a wise swamp monster and a perfectly tiny dragon. Zan rescues the children and delivers them to welcoming families on the other side of the forest. One year, Zan accidentally feeds a baby Moonlight, filling the ordinary child with extraordinary magic. Zan decides she must raise this girl, whom she calls Luna, as her own. As Luna's 13th birthday approaches, her magic begins to emerge with unpredictable consequences, just when it's time for Zan to go collect another child. Meanwhile, a young man is determined to free his people by killing the witch, and a volcano dormant for centuries rumbles within the earth. I will say this book was cute. I would say this book had some moments where I was like, oh, I really feel that. And I would say it is interesting. And it's perfect. Honestly, this is perfect, like, for any young reader who's like getting into reading. I think this is enough to really catch their interest. And like I said, I think the time in which I read it might be influencing more so how I'm feeling about this book than anything, because I did like the characters and I did like the way the story progressed. This now, in contrast to the Weston game, which also is middle grade, this is middle grade, and also in the Weston game, which is middle grade, this does have moments in time where it's like more, you can tell it's targeted to younger readers, and that also might have like taken me out a little bit. And I was like, okay, like I don't really like the way it's kind of like trekking on. There are some places where it like repeats certain things, but it's like keeping in mind that it's for younger readers. It's like that makes sense. Like it makes sense. That's like a thing that happens inside of middle grade books, or like books made for like younger readers. So with that being said, I still like this book and I do recommend this book. If you're into middle grade books, I definitely recommend this as a read. If you have any younger readers, I definitely recommend this as a read. And if you're just looking for a break from something that's like super mentally heavy, I recommend this as a read. It's not that bad. It's not really a long book. It's about 340-ish pages, maybe 350. Wait, you know what? I'm not gonna guess. I will go straight to the back and let you know. This is about I'm gonna say 400 pages. Yeah, because that's a different book. Yeah, it's a different book. Yeah, 386 pages, like I said. So it's not that bad, not that long of a read. I think, like I said, from where I was at the point where I read this, that slowed me down a bit. And then also the fact that it is geared towards younger readers kind of took me out of the story a little bit, because I wanted to get through the story, but I had to read some parts that were a bit, for lack of a better term, repetitive. Which honestly, compared to some other books that I've read, did not happen throughout the entire, like, not like every single page you turn through was it repetitive, but every now and then there was like some repeating, and what, like, it was enough repeating that I noticed it, and I was like, oof. And like it kind of fatigued me a little bit. But like I said, I do recommend it. 3.5 stars. I give this 3.5 stars with everything in consideration for what this is. I really like it. I do recommend this, and it's a nice, cute adventure story, and it's great. Read it. Now, with that being said, those are like the books that I've read since my last video. I know I had some horror books in there, like The Angel of Indian Lake by Stephen Graham Jones. And I was supposed to read the first book, My Chainsaw Heart or something like that. My Heart is a Chainsaw, and I never got around to reading it. I actually I checked it out from the library, but I never read it. This was at the time where things were kind of like happening in life and relationships and whatnot, and mentally and time wise, I was not able to really sit down and get into it. And I do plan on still reading those. I was not lying. I'm planning on getting into those and getting into like more horror books and whatnot, because I think they're interesting. And yeah, who doesn't like a little spookiness every now and then? And then one other thing I would say is somebody noticed in one of my videos when I had my bookshelves behind me, the Pendragon books I had behind me, and they wanted to know where the review is for that. Yeah, here we go, Pendragon. So they wanted to know where the review is for this series. They want the series. So I do plan on doing this. Literally my favorite series as of right now of all time. And this is a middle grade book, and I read this in middle school, and it was great. I didn't finish it, which is crazy. So this is my favorite series, and I did not finish it. And this will still be my favorite series, and I still have not finished it. I have all the books. I just have not finished it, and I'm almost done. But I'm gonna stop, because since they want a series, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna try to formulate a way to do a series of these, like a deep dive. I want to do a deep dive breakdown, so like where I actually go through the book and like talk about it. And the reason I'm not going to finish the series is because I'm going to wait until I hit that point in the series with like reviewing the books, so that I can start like speculating and stuff, like what happens in the last two books. Like I only have 2 more books left, well 3 technically, because I'm on the 3rd to last book. There are 10 books. I'm on book I think that's 7. No, that's book 8. So yeah. Anyways, I want to do that. So I'm interested in doing that. That's gonna be on my agenda, and I'm gonna start planning that. I don't know exactly how I'm gonna do it. Um, I've seen some people do like deep dives of books. Like I've seen, is her name Carrie? I always want to say Kari, but I think it's Carrie. Carrie can read. She does like I read all of this so you didn't have to. Like she has like 3 hour long videos just breaking down it with character analysis on the wall and whatnot. And I think that's really cool. I don't want to copy what she does, so I'm trying to think of a way that I can break down the books in like my own flavor and do that. But for the person who said that, I didn't forget. It is still in the works, and I'm excited to do it. It's on the way. I promise you, it's on the way. Like I'm trying to get it straight. It's on the way. But yeah, I do have some series that I do want to read. They're middle grade, but I do have some other books that I kind of want to get into. But anyways, that's that. That's the review of the books that I've read so far. I don't know what I'm gonna read next, but I think I'm gonna get that together, and hey, you'll find out when I find out. So if you guys have any other book recommendations, or if you liked anything, or if you've read the same books that I've read, let me know in the comments. Like I want to talk to you guys. I want to know. I want to have book discussions. I don't really get to talk books with my friends. So like they're into like gaming and the gym. So I don't really get to talk like books with any of them. So it's nice. It's nice to have people to talk books about. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and actually look through my books and try to formulate what I want to read next. Anyway, thanks for rocking with me. Thanks for spending time here, and thanks for listening to me talk about books. So I'll see you guys next time, and you guys have a good day, night, evening, lunch, dinner, whenever you're watching this, wherever you're watching this. And thanks for rocking with me. Peace. Peace.